Okay, so we're recording. So how's everybody doing?
I'm
Good.
good. I'm doing good. I feel like I'm building like a huge base right now that starting later this like tomorrow really what's today, Tuesday? Yeah, tomorrow and Thursday really gonna be like pulling for my free group. I have a lot of amazing conversations going on right now that I'm kind of waiting till they get a little bit more into the free group and see how amazing it is, and then talking to them about continuing. But I have a lot of people who are ready for like a restart, like right now. So
That's
I'm
awesome.
about that. How about you, Julie?
My group is bigger than it's ever been with a ton of participation. I know that was my big issue last year when I started it was people didn't participate. It was super frustrating, but I've got so many people right now. I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't know if a week's going to be long enough. I might extend it just to like let people keep coming in. I know today I got to tag all the people who wanted to be in the group and haven't done anything yet to make sure they're seeing it and then they can get involved. But even just last night, I was sending out more messages, and I got 2 more people who were like, yeah, put me in. I'm like, okay, great. So it's been really awesome. I know I didn't see the thing about messaging 25 a week until like last week because I wasn't on that team call or whenever they talked about it. So I'm still catching up, but I'm almost at 50, which is still a really big deal for me. So I'm like, it's scary, but it's been fun. I have a couple conversations, but I've had a lot of them where they just like, I've had a couple people approach me and say, hey, I'm watching you. That's so great. Can I do, how do I do this with you or things like that? And I'll message them back and then I don't hear anything. And I hesitate. Like, I know for me, like I think about it all the time. So I'm like, why aren't you messaging me back? But for all I know, they're like on vacation or, like their life has been crazy for 2 days. And so they haven't gotten back. So I'm trying to be patient and not sound like a crazy person, but I'm just so excited. So I'm just trying to be patient, and every now and then I feel, we'll send a message back out saying, hey, I wanted to check in. I hadn't heard back from you. If you were still interested, stuff like that. So
That's awesome. What's your group?
It's called New Beginnings. I started it last year when I first became a coach. I had been in Kirsty's, so I knew kind of what it was like, and I just made one. It was like me and my mom and my sister and maybe like 2 other people. And then I didn't do anything when I was pregnant. And then I just let everybody know I was starting back up again and just started doing it all over again. So, but mine is an intro to fitness type group that I created, where it's just every day you can do 3 simple things like working out, eating healthy, and sharing something motivating or inspiring. And then there's a daily challenge. Yesterday we did the water challenge. And today we're adding something new to our workouts. Little things. A lot of them are new to fitness or haven't been in it in a long time. So they get overwhelmed or, changing to like eating really good and working out every day, like just burns them out and they quit, which is what I used to be. So just maybe stepping back in, but I'm hoping that some of them will transition to the 3-week.
That's awesome. Do you have them doing any reading or any mindset work?
No. What would you recommend?
Compound effect. Just take a few principles from it and start adding them in.
Okay.
See, if you do that, it also helps you with an end game. So at the end of your challenge, you can talk about how important it is every day to be able to fill our mind with positive thoughts and things that will help us in our life. And talk about the struggles that we have with time and money and talk about how you can conquer those 2 challenges, and then walk them into a paid group from there. And you're also preparing them to be coaches.
Yeah.
So, I always try and throw mindset stuff into my groups as much as possible.
Yeah, thanks. That's a good
Yeah.
I can add in for sure.
There's other books too that are really good. I mean, I haven't read it, but what's the book that Kirsty walked through? The morning. What is it?
Oh, the Miracle Morning?
Miracle Morning. You could use some of those.
Actually, I was reading that right before I got pregnant. And then getting up early in the morning wasn't working for me anymore.
Yeah.
But that's a super good one. I love that book.
Right.
Pull it back out and refresh it. I have tons of good like thoughts to get you in that mindset of being successful and creating, creating a life to get the results you want.
So use some content that speaks to you.
Yeah.
And Julie, Kirsty and I have a template for I don't know if it's a 5 or a 7 day Miracle Morning group that we did. So, you wouldn't even have to recreate everything. Like, we have all the images, we have all the stuff, you can just put in your own words or just copy and paste whatever works for you. But we've done that free group before, and it's amazing.
Awesome.
So, and also remind people, so like if you know how I sent you that book on Audible?
Yeah.
The first book you get, like you send someone, the first book they get is free if it's from a friend. So you can even do like a completely free group and say like, we're going to be listening to this book, 10 minutes a day or whatever, you want to say. And then when they ask like how, you can say like, I can send you a free copy of it on Audible, just like that.
Awesome. Yeah, so I really am enjoying that book, by the way. Although I was laughing yesterday, I was sitting at the table listening to it, and my family's kind of around me, and it was chapter 6.
Don't be a little.
And he's dropping the B bomb, and I was like, oh, sorry. And I love he's like, this isn't in the book. I just added that in. And I was like, great. So if I was reading it, I wouldn't have had that. That's awesome.
It's so much better though. Some books The Compound Effect, I would not recommend sending to people on Audible. It is the most boring listen ever. It's just very dry and blah, blah, blah. Like, you fall asleep. The reading it is good. It's amazing.
Yeah. That's funny because he really speaks to me. Yeah.
Well, did you listen to him on Audible though?
Yeah, I'm listening to him right now.
I mean, I listen to him too.
Fires me up.
Fact is, but you love it, man. Maybe I need to give it another chance.
Yeah, I think like he thinks. So like, I keep having these aha moments from what he's talking about.
I think it's a personality thing. My husband loves listening to Elder Oaks talk, like at conference, and I'm always like, okay, I can read it, all right, but listening to him, I'm just like, wow.
And I'm like, give me another Holland. Like, can we just have like 8 hours of him? Because I'd be good. Like,
yeah, I know.
But he's like the Grant Cardone, the like pump me up. This is gonna change your life, and that's what I need if I'm listening to it. Otherwise, I'm like, but I've been listening to podcasts lately. Oh my! Have you, Tom, been listening to the Brendan Burchard, the one who spoke at?
He's from Montana. Woo-hoo.
Yeah, and his podcast, I can't remember what it's called. It's amazing. Tom, you would love it. And he does 2 different ones a week. The first one is like personal stories and but the second one he does is a something that we all need to improve on, and it's just like a 10 to 15 minute podcast, but he hits everything, and it's so perfect. Like, I think of you, Tom, because it's perfect for your it's called The Brendan Show is all. So
I'll plug it in.
Yeah. But yesterday, I listened to it for the last couple ones you've done, and then they're so great for taking and turning into a live post, where you go live and talk about it, or you like to write them up, Tom. But they're perfect because it's just 10 or 15 minutes of this crazy rev you up. I never thought of that. And I love his. I listened to his latest one is called Celebrate the Small Wins. And it's 12 minutes long. I listened to it 5 times already. I got to memorize this. This is so good. So he's a really good podcast to listen to.
I'll plug it in. I've actually been doing a one-on-one calls with one of his team members and considering going full in on his top leadership group. But I've got one more call with his person before they even give me the pricing for it. I'm sure it's going to be expensive. It's probably a couple $1,000.
Mm-hmm.
But he also has an event in Arizona in October. I think it's October 17th, 18, 19. and I know Tony Horton's one of his speakers.
Wow.
And so I'm considering going. Tickets are $300 each, but I was in one of his groups earlier this year that actually Tony Horton started and paired with Brendan Burchard for his group. But it was a little too basic for me, but it was $150. Then they offered the tickets to the event for $99, and I didn't take advantage of it then. And so I started researching it right after Summit and wanted to take my family and go. Oh, hang on a second.
Time to make the shift.
Where is it? Stop. Not yet, Chris. I just did our workout and we cast it from the PC to the garage.
Uh-huh.
And it timed out, and so it started playing again. So anyway, I'm looking forward to going to that event. However, I haven't bought tickets yet. I wanted to get the discounted pricing, so I wanted to hop into another one of his groups. But this group is his top group, and I think it's a couple grand to get into the group.
Wow.
I've got one more call tomorrow with the guy. I think it's only a half hour tomorrow. And then I think I'll be done, and I'll be able to make a decision.
That's really cool. I really like him. He pumps me up too. I need to be like pumped up. So,
I'll be honest. I connected Darren Hardy more than Brendan Burchard, but Brendan Burchard is the number one mentor. He's mentored more famous people than anyone else. So I know he's got it. I just haven't quite got totally connected to his message, but I'll start listening to his podcast. We'll see.
And he talks about his, it's not the most recent one, but from a week or two ago, one called How to Take Risks. And he talks about Summit. And he talks about doing the flips on the stage.
Yeah.
Asking Tony and Shalene, what's the hardest move that you have that no one can do? And then he's like, and then I did it in a suit. Anyways, it's fun to hear him talk about it from that.
But he also posts probably a snippet of that podcast into an email I get every day. And so I've been listening to that, and I got that piece from Summit when he talked about doing the hardest moves he could think of.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, so maybe you're already getting a lot of that, but that's pretty cool. Yeah, no, but Julie, that's a great book. The 10X Rule is great. Yeah, he does every now and then let out a word or two. I put my trusty headphones in usually.
Yeah, so I'll do that next time. Put my Bluetooth in.
Yeah, but no, he does. He pumps up. Okay, so where's everyone with their goals? Because I'll start. I'm at 0, but I still am going for 20. I feel like I have so many people after, I'm not going to wait till after the free group. It's just, most people haven't even done day 2 yet, but getting it, give them some time. I'm trying to make this the best experience for them, show them how positive and uplifting the group is, show them what I'm like as a coach and how it is. And then once they've experienced this for a few days, I'm going to start really talking to them. And I'm going to do my 21-day group. I'm going to do a back to school, back to you type of thing. Because I do think for us young moms, this is better than a January 1st.
Mm-hmm. It is. Yeah.
It feels so refreshing. I'm sad to send my kids off, half of me, and the other half is
yeah.
I can have a routine again. So I'm totally going to work that for all it is right now. And so anyway, so Tom, where are you at? What's going on?
I've got 2 points so far, which is way off of what my goal is. I've got what's that?
I said that's all right.
Yeah, I've got a whole bunch of conversations going. I have done a fair amount of one-on-one shares, and my conversion rate on one-on-ones is really high. But for whatever reason, the last few just haven't converted. So whatever, just keep talking and keep going for it. I have my free group starting next week. It's an ab challenge. I've done it once before. I created all the content. I spent a long time creating the content about a year or two ago, and I only did the ab challenge one time, and I had 0 conversion rate and very little interaction, and so I never did it again. But what I'm doing is using the same videos that I made, because I do all of the moves for them. I have a mindset, a nutrition tip, and an ab move for every day for 7 days. But I'm going to do 2 things. 1, I'm going to work really hard on getting interaction in the group. And 2, I'm going to set it up with content slightly different with the end in mind. So I'm going to start with my end game of converting them and then walk them through the process of the struggles that they have to get them to the point where I can give them the solutions at the end of the challenge.
I love that.
I like the idea. I like my content. I don't really like the idea of an ab challenge in general because I'm not necessarily hitting the right niche of people that want abs are not really necessarily the people that I need to help. I need to help people that aren't even thinking about that yet. I need to help people that are thinking about, I haven't worked out in a year and I need to do something. I feel like garbage, and
Well, Tom, you could still do what you're doing, but just it's all about reframing the way you're putting it out there. Like, I mean, people think about abs, like, yeah, I'm not thinking about a 6-pack right now. I just want to lose my baby weight. But if you think about people who, like you said, are just coming back to it, who feel horrible, who are in a bad place in that way, then you can think of, instead of thinking ab challenge, think core. Going back to the core, coming back to fitness, back to yourself.
Core. I like that.
And then it's the same thing, but it gives it a different way that you're presenting it so that it speaks to them better.
Awesome. Thank you. Let me make some notes on that right now.
That was awesome. And I was going to say, in my group, Tom, I think of my 45 gals actively doing it, maybe 5 of them are actually looking to have abs.
Yeah.
Almost everyone else is using this as a gateway, because I said it's a 10 to 15 minute workout max. It's a gateway into getting back in a routine and starting over.
Right.
So you could even do what if you did a theme too, back to the basics, abs, or back to the basics, core, type of thing. And then you could do a back to the basics legs, at the end of the month or next month, or back to the basics shoulders. I don't know. I'm just yeah, because I think Julie's right on with just changing your wording so you're targeting the people that you want. Because it doesn't have to be, and make sure that your workouts are targeting them, don't make them so that someone on day 1 pushes play, watches your video, and is like, oh, heck no. There's no way I can do that. I always tell people, it's beginner, basic cores. I'm even avoiding, the most plank we do in my whole week is 30 seconds. I'm just avoiding, I don't want anyone to feel I can't do what Molly is doing. Because they know what I can do. They've seen it, they see my post.
10-minute range.
Right. This is for somebody else. So maybe even reshifting that. I love what Julie said, was switching to the core instead of abs.
Right.
I like that.
Well, there is one aspect of this that is interesting, that a lot of people don't really even understand the concept that abs are the finished product. And so even if they are, pretty overweight and out of the game, they still have in the back of their mind they're going to get abs. And it's I need to teach them that that's not what's going to happen. They're going to lose the fat in their face and then work their way down. And eventually, the
last thing to go,
they'll get there. Right. But still, there is that misconception that, oh yeah, I'm going to get abs, and
Yeah, but you don't have to tell them that until they're like a little bit more committed.
Yeah, right.
Like get them committed and then break that news to them.
So.
That this is a process.
Right.
No, I think that's awesome. I love that. That was great advice, Julie.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that.
Okay, so now what's everyone's goals like going forward, like this next week? Like I have everyone's, and actually, Julie, I didn't, because you weren't on last week, and I think I forgot to write down.
I didn't even write it down.
What was your goals?
I said diamond and 14.
Okay.
It's like he said, it came out of 10X, like talks about just, you set it super high.
Mm-hmm.
If you're going to not reach your goal, you might as well get further than you thought you could because you were aiming really, really, really high.
Yep, that's how
I listened to that right after the Zoom call we did. I was like, I get it.
I love that. And you know what? Kirsty's friend, Becky, did our last call, and she was one of my roommates in at Summit, and she did a call or a talk, a live video. Can I go play outside? Yes. And she said the only goals you should be setting are goals that you can only accomplish with Heavenly Father's help.
Yeah.
And that's what this whole, like, since Summit, like, I keep thinking about that, and I'm like, I love that, because that means, like, that's a really big goal.
Gotcha.
Yeah, we saw you.
I actually got the screen, but I have 4 hummingbirds fighting for the feeder right outside the window here.
That's
I got all the birds.
Okay, well, my goal by next Tuesday, by our next call, is to have at least SC5, but I'd like to have SC10. Because by then, my abs group will have finished up, and I'll have had the whole weekend. I mean, I may need a little bit time next week, so I'm hoping that really Thursday and Friday, I'm really starting to get people on board with doing a 21-day group with me. So I am pushing for SC10 by our next team call next week.
So Molly, with your 21-day group, is that just going to be a separate Facebook group? Or are you using the app? How are you running it?
I will probably use the app because I have one challenger right now who's doing, she'll only do the app, and she really needs the support. She's in our.
I have one who doesn't have the app, and she needs the support.
Well, and I go tend to do every other because I have a couple people who don't have a smartphone.
Mm-hmm.
And so
I wish they could do it on the computer. It would save my life right now.
I know that would make things a lot easier. But I have one girl who's really pushing, and she has really big goals. So I'm going to keep it in the app for right now. Because my other 2 who need it on the computer aren't super active at the moment. So I'm just I'm going to go right now where I'm needed the most.
Yeah.
So I think I'm just going to go in there. I'm going to have some people doing shift shop, but I think I'm going to have it be whatever workout you want to do, as long as you want to do a workout.
Yeah.
For my next one, it's not going to need to be shift shop.
Yeah.
But I certainly have people who want to do that and a couple who want to do another round of that. So I'll be supporting them with that. That's fine.
Okay.
But what about you guys? Goals for this week?
I'm going to keep engaging my group. I'm going to keep messaging, even though I've already gotten started with the challenge, just to keep putting it out there. I really want to get start getting my Success Club points this week. Like I said, I can just keep doing what I'm doing, so I'm just going to hope that it starts to click this week for me. Yeah, I'm just going to carry on. I don't have anything new to do.
Good. So I think you should set your goal of SC5 or 6 for this next week. Because like I said, towards the end of your free group this week, and earlier I meant to tell you, and I was on mute, so I was talking, you don't hear me. That's my mind. I wouldn't extend your free group.
Okay.
I know you said you were thinking of it because you do want people to want to keep going and have incentive to keep going with you. And if you always keep the free stuff going, there's no reason for them to transition. So you can even do it with like, I'm having so much fun. I'm going to continue this in my 21-day group. You'll get the same type of content from me every day. Like, you know, talk to them about that. But I would never, I mean, if you wanted to do 7, but if you already told them 5, I would stick to 5.
Yeah, I'm doing 7, so it'll end on Sunday.
Yeah, so I would plan still on ending it on Sunday, because if there's always something amazing that's free, it's going to be really hard to transition.
That's a good point.
And you have to use your free groups for what they are, like an opportunity to move. And everyone might not move, and that's okay. Like if they're not ready to, great. Next month, you'll be doing another free group, and you can't wait to have them in it and motivate them again. And then you never know, after that free group or the next one, you know, you'll just keep working on it. But I wouldn't do, like, I love to support everybody, and I'm always in my group. You know, if they post workouts, and I'll say, hey, what workouts is everyone doing right now, things like that. But, you know, your time is valuable too.
What sort of content do you put in your 21-day groups? Like with the one we're doing Shift Shop, Kirsty has all the Shift Shop stuff, which is awesome. If you're doing one where everybody's doing their own programs, what sort of content do you use?
There's a mixed program one. So she's just getting it from our back office.
Oh.
It's all there. All the images, all the words. She is copying and pasting. In fact, she copied and pasted and buffered it, you know. So that way it's on. You know, I think for everyone on Pacific time, it's a lot harder because you're not going to get up at 2 in the morning to post for the 6 a.m. East Coasters, you know.
Sometimes if I know, like, sometimes I'm not up super early because the things with the baby are nuts, and so I post it the night before.
Yeah.
But like the day, like it'll say Monday, so they are reading it in advance, or if they're up before me, like my sister's an early riser, she's in California, she's still up before me.
Did you see now that you can buffer, you can set a time to your post? It's awesome. It puts
on just regular groups?
Yep. It's brand new. So when you go, say like you copy in, you write in your post in your group. Yeah. At the bottom, I think it looks like a timer. But it's one of the options right next to post. There's a little icon. Just hover over it.
I had that in my like page when I had one of those last year, and I used it all the time.
Yep, it's brand new in the group, so I think they just put Buffer out of business.
That's awesome. Yay.
I know, so I've been using that and getting them posted at night, but then I just have it set to go off at 5 a.m. East Coast time every morning. So you can use that. I have
anybody on the East Coast.
What's that?
We're all West Coasters in my group.
Yeah, well then, perfect, because it might look weird if you're up at 2 in the morning.
I know. I'm totally going to do that. I'll set the rest of my posts for this challenge.
You can, yep. It's really nice. So you can do that. And
so there's one in the back office for mixed programs.
There's for tons of things. So you can just look for those. It'll have the images. It'll have the words. You can make it your own if you want, or if you want, you can just copy and paste. And then in the app too, you know, you can time it.
Okay.
Like you could. There's also a. Anyway, so Kirsty did all hers before the group started. Had them all lined up and ready to go. So they just go post automatically every morning.
Nice. Perfect. Thank you. That was super helpful.
Yeah.
So you'll find it under sales and marketing on in your back office. All the headers, you've got website, sales and marketing, my business, my desk.
Yeah.
Incentive rewards, right? So sales and marketing, drop down menu, challenge group tools. And then once you get to challenge group tools, challenge group guides on the left side of the screen is the easiest way to get there. Just click on that, and then there's an Excel spreadsheet with every challenge group guide they have.
Wow.
Scroll down that spreadsheet, find the one you want, click on it, and then you've got anywhere, 30, 60, 90 days of content.
I feel like back office is like this gold mine that's just like, it takes a while to get used to.
By the time we all get used to it, it's changing. So
yeah,
I can't wait till it changes. It's gonna be.
It's gonna be awesome.
This is so outdated.
It's hard to maneuver sometimes.
Yeah.
And Julie, you can also use any of that content. Like if you're having a day in your group and you're like, I have no idea what to say today. I have those all the time. Like, me, I run out of words, believe it or not. And you can just go grab something from in there that you like, and it's a great.
That page will be my new best friend.
So, all right.
Okay.
Anything else? Let's probably plan on same time, same day, same place.
Yeah.
Okay.
Unless the other girls absolutely can't do it, and if not, then we can record it, but we'll see. Does this work next week for you, Tom?
Yeah, it should.
Okay, or we can do a different time. And I know it's
I'm
really
going out of town over the weekend. We come back Monday night. I'll be available on Tuesday. So it should be fine.
Is that going to be okay? Because we could do Wednesday too. I mean, I'm pretty flexible for mornings next week.
Well, it's not me. I'm available almost every day. So it's the other members of our group that may or may not have an issue with a certain day.
Okay. Well, we can post it in the group too and see what works for everyone.
Okay.
So cool, guys.
All right.
Thank you. I'm totally pumped up.
Right on. Hey, have a great week, everybody. All right. Everybody going to be on the call tonight?
Yes.
Oh, what time is called tonight?
And it's
7 Pacific, right? And I think Kirsty's doing it. I'm not quite sure. I don't know who's doing it.
It's on progress is what she's calling it.
Right.
Progress. So probably a lot of kind of what we just did, like checking in, but with the whole team, I'm guessing, but you never know.
So that's Southern California time?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, so 8 o'clock. I think I can do that. Okay. I got a date tonight, but I'll be home by then. Yeah, yesterday was my anniversary.
Oh, happy anniversary.
13.
Wow. That's
Crazy.
amazing.
Congrats.
That's awesome. I think I've been married 12 years. I think that's what we have coming up in March, 13. I'll have to do the math.
Yeah.
No, yeah. Okay, this is the math in my head. Yeah, 13 will be this March. That's awesome. All right. Well, I bet my kids need me.
I'll post the recording in our group chat here.
Thanks, Tom.
All right. Take care.
Okay, bye guys.
Bye-bye.